What if the most powerful thing you ever said to her was nothing? What if the most unforgettable version of you was the one that left her in silence, in mystery, in doubt? You think she'll miss your voice. She won't. You think she'll miss your messages. She won't. But when you vanish, fully, calmly, purposefully, that's when she begins to feel everything. Let's break down exactly why. 6 truths, 6 transformations, each one a dagger of power. 1. Emotional scarcity is not a game. It's the foundational shift. Most men mistake emotional scarcity for emotional manipulation. They think ignoring her is petty. They don't see it for what it truly is, reclaiming internal sovereignty and flipping the power dynamic by withdrawing what she took for granted. Here's the cold, essential truth. If your attention was always on tap, you were being consumed. If your texts, calls, and presence were guaranteed, they were meaningless. And if your emotional availability was constant, even post-conflict, you became forgettable. But when you pull back, when you stop reacting, when you silence the urge to chase, you suddenly become rare. And nothing in modern dynamics rewrites attraction faster than being the thing she can't get. Emotional scarcity isn't about playing games. It's about purposeful withdrawal. Silence isn't avoidance. Silence is statement. It says, I am not here to fix your confusion. I am not your emotional insurance. I value my peace more than your perception. To her, this silence will feel like a puncture in the mask she wears, not because she's lost you, but because she didn't plan for your absence. You see, most people anchor in the predictability of others. If you were always there, seen, responding, forgiving, they anchored in you. Their sense of control was based on your availability. But the moment you disappear, without drama, you break their anchor. She expected to still have you in her pocket. She expected your presence to return, eventually. Maybe with an apology, maybe some explanation, maybe more proof of care. Her world still expected your availability. Your absence annihilates that assumption. And here's the deeper shift. It's not about making her chase you. It's about retraining your mind. No more giving freely. No more needing confirmation. No more sacrificing your peace for someone who didn't value it. Silence becomes the gym where you rebuild. Every clocked hour without a text. Every shred of pride you saved. Every moment she wonders why, you're leveling up. Meanwhile, she feels the void. She starts reaching for the phone. She scrolls your page expecting answers. She double-checks old texts. Her world lacks the validation she got from your constant proximity. That void? That's emotional pressure. It's not harsh. It's not cruel. It's pure leverage. Because she has to choose between the comfort of your silence and the uncertainty of who you've become. This isn't about playing head games. It's about re-establishing balance. It's about proving that your emotional availability is earned, not owed. Every man who gives freely loses it, but the man who takes it back, with calm, unannounced silence, becomes unforgettable. So don't ghost because you're hurt. Withdraw because you're healed. Disappear because you chose yourself. And in that void, you won't just haunt her, you'll redefine attraction. 2. Silence is not emptiness, it's pressure. Silence isn't passive, it's strategy. And when done right, it's not quiet, it's deafening. You see, most men think silence is what happens when you have nothing to say. Wrong. True silence is what happens when you've said it all, and now you let your absence do the talking. When she left, when she pulled away, you probably felt the urge to chase. You wanted to be heard, understood, validated. But chasing does one thing, it confirms her value. Silence does something far more powerful, it questions yours. And here's where the shift happens. In your silence, she starts hearing things. Echoes of your attention that once made her feel special. The emotional consistency she mistook for background noise. The subtle ways you were her peace, even when she didn't say it. And now, you're gone. No calls, no reactions, no energy leaks. The silence you give her isn't a punishment, it's a mirror. It shows her everything she ignored, everything she lost, and everything she thought would be there forever. Most women expect the return. They expect the "I still care" message. They expect you to break the tension. But when you don't, you flip the script. Now she feels the pressure. Now she obsesses over your emotional disappearance. Now she asks, "Was I really that easy to walk away from?" Silence creates a void. And if she had grown addicted to your presence, your compliments, your validation, then the silence becomes pain. But more than haunting her, silence builds you. Every urge resisted, every message unsent, every second you maintain discipline, is you reclaiming dominance over your emotional world. You're not bitter, you're better. You're not playing games, you're playing life right. Because the man who stays silent without hate is more dangerous than the one who yells in pain. Silence isn't emptiness, it's pressure, and the longer you hold it, the louder it gets. 3. Starve her of your attention because she got drunk on it. You want to know what she really noticed? It wasn't your love. It wasn't your loyalty. It was your attention. Because attention is currency, and she spent yours like it had no limit. You gave and gave. Replies, likes, validation, time, access, presence. And she overdosed on it. And like all addicts, she never thought the supply would end. But then you stop. No views, no likes, no DMs, no "I saw your story" breadcrumb trail. Suddenly, her ego goes into withdrawal. Because she's not just wondering where you are, she's wondering who has your attention now. Understand this. When something is always available, it loses all perceived value. But the moment you become unavailable, she starts questioning everything. Why isn't he watching my stories anymore? Why is he silent? Who is he with? Did he move on? That curiosity is not random, it's chemical, because her dopamine spikes were tied to your attention, and now that fuel source is gone. You're not starving her out of spite, you're doing it out of self-respect, because your attention isn't a toy, it's a tool, a weapon, a sacred resource that now belongs to your mission, not her mood swings. So cut it, fully, no half-hearted just checking texts, no social media stalking, no watching from the shadows. When she feels your absence and sees no trail, no clues, you become mystery. And mystery is magnetic. Attention, when given without cost, breeds entitlement. But once you cut the supply, she will crave the very thing she once ignored. Starve her of attention, not to hurt her, but to heal yourself, because your energy was meant for empires, not echoes. 4. Emotional detachment is dominance, not coldness. You want to dominate your emotions? Detach, fully, calmly, without theatrics. You see, detachment isn't cold-hearted, it's controlled-hearted. She might try to provoke you, she might post that photo, text just to check, or pretend she misses your energy. But now you don't bite, you don't chase, you don't flinch, you don't fold. And that drives her insane. Because your emotional detachment does something no message ever could. It proves you've healed beyond her reach. Understand this. She didn't expect you to stop caring. She expected you to hide your caring better. She expected you to react, maybe later. She expected you to be mad, not gone. But now you're calm, too calm, stoic calm, and that's what haunts her. You're not checking her page. You're not responding to her breadcrumbs. You're not part of the loop anymore. You're not just done. You're untouchable. That emotional detachment is not numbness. It's nuclear strength. And here's the key. You didn't shut your heart off. You just refused to leave it in her hands anymore. That's the difference between boys and men. One reacts to prove value. The other withholds to preserve it. And once she realizes that the man who once gave everything has gone silent, not from pain, but from power, she'll feel it. Every day, every hour, every empty scroll. You're not gone, you've just become unreachable. 5. Rebuild in the shadows, let her miss the glow up. The average man heals in public. He posts more, he pretends he's over it, he tries to show her he's okay. But you disappear. No status updates, no cryptic quotes, no rebound thirst traps, just pure silence and self-improvement. The shadows become your workshop, where you rebuild the body, refocus the mind, elevate the mission. She checks your profile and sees nothing, no proof, no clue, no closure. And that silence? It drives her mad. Because women don't fear losing you. They fear losing access to you. And when they can't measure your growth, they imagine the worst. That you're evolving without them. That someone else is watching your glow up. That you've become the man they can no longer reach. And that's exactly what you're doing. Building silently, winning quietly, healing ruthlessly. No breadcrumbs, no drama, just purpose. The version of you that's being born now doesn't seek revenge. He doesn't seek validation. He seeks domination over his own future. You are no longer the man who waited to be chosen. You're becoming the man who chooses himself. And when you re-emerge, if you ever do, she won't even recognize you. Because the man she knew didn't survive the fire. He became the flame. 6. Attraction isn't chased, it's magnetized. They told you to try harder, to love more, to prove yourself. But you've learned the truth. Real attraction doesn't come from effort. It comes from energy, from gravity. You don't chase anymore. You attract, not through games, through growth, through becoming the kind of man who no longer needs validation because he validates himself. And when she sees that, she starts spinning because she remembers the man who chased, but she's haunted by the one who stopped. That pull she feels now, that unease, that's the vacuum left behind when your energy retreats. That's the magnetism of mystery, and you built it not by becoming colder, but by becoming more complete. The Stoic man doesn't flex, he doesn't beg, he doesn't perform. He simply becomes the kind of presence that makes her rethink everything. You don't need her anymore. That's why she can't stop thinking about you. Attraction isn't about being seen. It's about being felt, in your absence. And once that happens, she doesn't just want you back. She wonders if she ever truly had you. If you're done begging, if you're ready to become the silence she can't forget, then stop scrolling. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the Stoic Guide and comment below. My attention is no longer free, because once you starve her of it, she'll never find it again. And that's what haunts her.